So last weekend, my friends and I decided to embrace adulthood the responsible way, by throwing our first ever fancy cheese tasting party. You know, the kind where you pretend to know what a triple cream brie is and act like you aren't just there for the crackers. We each brought something artisanal, and my buddy Steve even wore a monocle he got from a Halloween costume. The plan was to sit outside, enjoy the sun, and debate whether Gouda really is good, eh? But right off the bat, things started going sideways. Becky, who was in charge of the cheese table, set it up directly in the sunniest spot in the backyard. "It's for the ambience," she said, waving off my concerns while fanning herself with a cheese knife. Within 20 minutes, the sharp cheddar had gone limp, the brie looked like it was auditioning for a yogurt commercial, and the camembert had just given up on life altogether. We tried to salvage some dignity by sampling what was left, but at that point most of the cheese had achieved the consistency of a warm milkshake. That's when Steve, inspired by a combination of heat stroke and too much sparkling cider, had his eureka moment. "Why not turn this into a fondue party?" he shouted, already rolling out the blue tarp he usually reserves for slip and slides. Within minutes, we had transformed our sophisticated soiree into a full-blown dairy disaster, pouring rivers of melted cheese down the tarp and taking turns belly flopping into what can only be described as the cholesterol Olympics. We were sliding through mozzarella like penguins at an all-you-can-eat buffet, and by the end, no one could look at Swiss the same way again. By the time the neighbors peeked over the fence to see if we were okay, we were covered head to toe in what looked like pizza runoff, still laughing hysterically. And that's the story of how our attempt at a fancy cheese tasting ended up with Becky yelling, "I can't believe it's not butter," as she rocketed down the world's first fondue slip and slide.